Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this is going to be another episode of Up to Speed. It's going to be a pretty short one, mainly because I just figured I would share this information with you, even though it's not quite a Wednesday. But hey, I figured it's more content for you guys to keep you guys occupied until Wednesday. So essentially I'm going to be talking about the Mercedes S-Class. I'm going to talk about the specs of the car. I'm going to go through all the pictures and all the videos, what I think of how it looks. I figured I'd do it from the point of view of someone who actually worked for Mercedes-Benz and who's dealt with a lot of car companies, because I feel like there's definitely some miscommunications which led to the car being leaked, and I've actually dealt with a similar issue when I worked at BMW. But either way, I'm going to get to all that in a second, but of course I have to do the whole intro thing, so let's do that. So it seems the production is slowly starting to come back. Of course, we've heard in the news more recently that Elon Musk essentially forced his way to start production back up in California, threatening that he was going to leave. And I think along those lines, there are a lot of companies that are starting back up with testing and starting to, open up the assembly line again. As an engineer who worked at BMW for several years, I have a few friends there who are saying things are slowly starting to ramp back up and getting back to normal. So in this case, we're talking about the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. For this car, we're expecting a 4.0 liter V8 mild hybrid vehicle. So it seems like a lot of cars from here on out are going to be generally either hybrids or going fully electric. I have another video coming out soon which I'm going to talk about Tesla's 1 million mile battery, which is gonna essentially bring down the price of electric vehicles all across the board and make them as cheap as their gas-powered competitors, if you will. But either way, for this car, it's gonna be a mild hybrid. You're also gonna have the 3.8 V6, or I think it's a straight 6 in this case. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that it's gonna have advanced level 3 autonomous driving. So you have levels from 1 to 5, 0 to 5, I believe. 0 being the lowest, meaning like there's a driver who's fully in control of the vehicle, whereas 5 means that the car is fully autonomous, it does everything itself, and it has cameras and radar. So most vehicles these days are level 2, which is essentially, it's semi-autonomous, where you can take it on a highway and put it on adaptive cruise control and it does its job for you. So in this vehicle, which is coming out either late 2020 or maybe mid 2021 at the latest, we're expecting a pretty high level 3, meaning that the car is going to be able to interact with traffic lights, it's going to be able to stop when it sees pedestrians crossing the street, and a lot of other pretty interesting factors. So the thing I found the most interesting is the fact that this car has screens pretty much everywhere. So you have, of course, I'm assuming generally how things work is that when cars are carried or taken for testing, they generally have the highest tier or the highest level with all the cameras and all the technology in it in order to see how a car that's like fully loaded would perform. So I'm guessing it's probably the car is not going to have all the screens and all the extra gadgets and tech that this particular picture has. However, I do notice that similar to the Tesla, I feel like a lot more companies are starting to copy the center console screen, where you just have a big screen where you can control everything from. And maybe I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that, mainly because I feel like sometimes I want to be able to push a button or turn a dial in order to carry out a function, rather than go through like several menus just to find the hazard lights or something, for example. But as it seems, more and more vehicles are going to be having this in the future, so it's probably just something that I'm going to have to get used to. One thing I've learned as an automotive engineer is that when leaks like this come out, oftentimes, first of all, there are a bunch of people who got fired, and second of all, there's a lot of miscommunication. So I'd like to assume in this case the car was probably being taken for testing and somebody screwed up and the car was just out in the open, and this particular guy decided to take pictures and put them up on his Instagram. A similar situation when I was at BMW actually happened with the X4, and a few people got fired, and everyone was talking about it for like weeks, because generally car companies have certain dates that they try to accomplish certain things by, and if For example, a car leaks way ahead of when it's supposed to, it sort of throws everything off. So I would like to sort of see how this pans out, whether the car is still on track to be produced by late this year or early next, or whether that's going to push it back even further. But I have a feeling that it's not going to really be that bad, hopefully. It is a really nice looking car, and I feel like I'd like to see a lot more of it in the next coming weeks, months. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time.